Hey guys, it's Chedek, and let's start this video off with a thank you. We've recently hit, I think, what was it, 101 subscribers, and that just means so much to me. It's like, you guys think I'm not pee-pee poo-poo, so thank you so much for all that support, and the people who are lovely in the comments. Thank you again for commenting on my videos. Thank the people who like my videos, and let's jump into it, because, I don't want to, be all sentimental for the whole video. So today we're doing some tips and tricks on endurance mode. So I have completed Stonewood, which was pretty fun, I have to say, and I'm starting my progression onto Twine. After building a few trap tunnels and testing them, we've only made it to wave 14 on my account, but I've played with another player on his account. We've reached around wave 25, and then the UFO caught us. So I just want to give some tips and tricks that you guys can use to probably progress further into the game, further into endurance mode, or things you just probably don't know. But so first things first, we're going to start with is hero loadouts. So there are two absolute important heroes that I think you should be using, and then there's some nonsensical heroes for people who don't possibly have these heroes but have obtained other heroes. So let's start with the best hero in the book, in my opinion, Machinist, or as I like to call her, Machinist. Alright, so a lot of players probably don't know this, but Machinist is in the collection book, and this is how you get her. You go to the armory, then you click on collection book, scroll all the way down to expansion people, then click on scavenger heroes, and there is Machinist Harper. You can recruit her, as you can see, at whatever rarity you so desire, but I would definitely go with legendary, because then you don't have to waste the flux over and over. It's just not a hassle. And yes, all the heroes that will be in this video, I will put a little tab next to them saying in collection book or not in collection book, so you know which heroes you can and can't get. So now let's move on to why I use Machinist. So a lot of players don't click this button, the see all stats button, but it's very important to look at. So the Machinist bonus is 52.5% extra trap durability. With that, the regular trap durability you start with is 100%. So there's a way to increase this in two ways. With Machinist is one, which gives the flat 52.5%, and then your survivor squads. So if you have two survivor squads with trap durability, you get an extra 8%. And the thing is, that stacks in same survivor squads. So I have two sets of trap durability bonus, and I'm getting an extra 16%. And then I have other few survivor squads with extra trap durability bonus, which all of that equals up to 48 divided by 8 is 6 survivor squads with trap durability bonus. So I got 48 from there, and then 52 from Machinist, and I got 200. That equals 100% plus my base 100%. That gives me 200%. So what does that mean? Oh, you have 200% trap durability. Well, I'll show you. So let me just go to my schematics, and then we'll start this. Alright, so I've taken the liberty and I found one of my traps that don't have durability on it, my wall dynamo. So I've removed all of my survivor squads with trap durability bonuses, and I'm not playing as Machinist, and Machinist is not in my loadout. So as you can see that I do not have any way to increase my trap durability. Now if I place the trap down without any trap durability bonuses, I get the flat 36 out of 36, because this is the 100%. That's how much it has without trap durability bonuses on the schematic or on my survivor squads. Now I'm going to switch over to Machinist with all my survivor squads intact, and I'm going to leave this trap here to show you how much uses it then has. Now I'm back in the game with my 200% trap durability bonus, and as you can see, it has been affected. So earlier it had 36 out of 36, and now it has 72 out of 72. It got applied my 200% bonus. So that means I won't have to replace my traps as often as other players in their endurance simulations. And another thing, so ghost traps, by the way, they're annoying. They take up a building limit in your thing, so let's just not cover those. If you have a trap that has been used a little bit already, don't worry, it also covers that. It'll take the left number, the how many uses you have left, and then it'll multiply that by your trap durability once you enter the game. And that is why you should be using Machinist, because, well, she increases your trap durability, so you don't have to put down as many traps as you usually have to. And one last thing before we move on from this hero. Now the last thing I want to talk about with Machinist. So you might be thinking, oh, she's wonderful, let's have my whole squad use Machinist. No, it doesn't work like that. If one player is using Machinist and getting 52, and another player is using Machinist and he's getting 52, they will not add up. it works like this. As you can see right there, it says trap durability, increases the trap durability of placed traps. The highest modifier in the party is used. What that means is if there's a player with 200% and there's a player with 192%, it's going to choose the player with 200% instead of 192%. So there's no reason to run multiple machinists. Only the person who has the most trap durability in the game should run, I keep saying machinist in your game. So that's all about this hero. She's absolutely wonderful, and she's in the collection book. And if you want to know what I'm using bomb suit for armor, feel the base, so I can, she's going to be a constructor as well, so you might as well have her use supercharged traps for her base. So I'm using a lot of constructors to get that, just constructors to kill, like mega base for connectivity, feel the base for that extra knockback. It's the only reason why I'm using it. Electrified floors for just a little bit of extra damage, and frozen castles so they're a little bit slower. And yeah, that's about it for machinists. Let's move on to the next hero, Zenith or Sub-Zero, one of the three, choose. Now let's talk about Sub-Zero Zenith's perks. So you cannot use them in the support because it does not freeze them for 1.6 seconds. In the commander slot, Sub-Zero Zenith's sniper critical hits freeze enemies for 1.6 seconds. It also does affliction and all that, but that is not as important. So you're going to need a sniper rifle with a lot of critical hit chance. Sadly, I don't really recommend a lot of weapons except maybe the triple tap. That might hit it'll shoot 3 shots, and if you can get full 2 crit rating perks on it, I'd recommend that. But what I've been using is the vacuum tube sniper, and I've actually just noticed in my collection book I had a crank shot. So I'm very happy to find one of these. So the vacuum tube is good for, well, I'll just show you guys. I'm gonna start up a endurance mode test and show you what Sub-Zero Zenith is like. Now this is a perfect opportunity to test out my Zenith. So what Zenith does is with every critical hit from a sniper rifle, it freezes the husk. And that's why I use the vacuum tube, because I could just literally go left and right and freeze all the husk in my path. It's very good. Other snipers work, like the triple tap like I was talking about. It does have the ability to run 2 crit hit chance perks on that. So any player without a good sniper could definitely run Zenith still. And now let's talk a little bit more in depth. So it may freeze them for 1.6 seconds, but the added benefit is you can refresh the stack by hitting another crit chance. You don't have to wait for the husk to get unfreeze before you could freeze them again. As long as you keep on spraying at them, you can freeze them almost indefinitely. Well, actually, indefinitely if your reload speed's just that good. So if you ever have a smasher that's causing you an issue, and like that, you could just freeze them until the round ends. It does not work against mini bosses though. You can't freeze them, you can't slow them with Zenith. Mini bosses is a different story, and I will start talking about heroes that can counteract those now. Alright, so the next hero I want to talk about is any constructor with the Bull Rush ability. So there are other ways to like knock back the mini bosses, but the only really effective way to knock back or push a husk away is a constructor with Bull Rush. So I'm going to be using Catstructor Penny because she has decreases Bull Rush cooldown by 67%, and another hero that gives me Bull Rush in distance by 2 tiles, and then some other things so I can have supercharged traps, because if you're using constructor, you might as well go supercharged traps. And now I'm going to load up Endurance and show you what happens to a mini boss when I successfully use Bull Rush. Alright, so here's a mini boss coming out through the woodworks. So in endurance mode, there are no smasher mini boss, there is no regular husk mini bosses, there are only husky husk mini bosses as far as I've seen. And the UFO of course spawns zappers, but that's fine because zappers still go under the effect. So there is more than one way to handle them. You could honestly just spam wooden walls all around your base with doors in them so you can easily get through. That's a quick tip that my friend gave me. And they will always constantly hit those walls. Or you could do the other thing and get them very close to an area where they can see lava. So right now I'm angling, I'm gonna wait for that husk to destroy all these walls, and then he'll come and target these walls. Because when there's no walls around your amplifier, the husk will start just breaking random walls. Same with smashers. So he's gonna break that last wall on the amplifier, then he's gonna break those 2 walls probably, and then he's gonna come over here and try to break these walls. Yes, or maybe I'll try to get him over here while I have him there. He's gonna just keep on breaking everything that he can. Please, please, please. Yeah, there you go, there you go. And then once he breaks that wall, he's going to try to target those walls, because that's just the closest thing towards him. And now that I have him angled towards the lava, I can bull rush him. And with my 5 tower radius, it just knocks him into the lava, and the mini boss is taken care of for this round. So that's why I really recommend heroes with bull rush or constructors with bull rush. And if you want, run, like, you could just run straight up the hero with long rush and you'll get a 6 tower radius. By then you'll get the cooldown, but with Catstructor Penny, it's a 6-second cooldown. With long rush comboed in, by the time bull rush is over, your cooldown is 2 seconds and you're ready to use it again. So yeah, Catstructor Penny, one of the best heroes for endurance in my opinion. And now let's move on to some nonsense heroes if you don't have anything else for endurance besides Zenith or Machinist or Catstructor. Alright, so the last 2 heroes I want to cover are Blakebeard the Blackhearted and Diecast Jonesy. These 2 heroes are purely for UFO destroying, and both of them are lackluster, but I feel like I should cover it just in case. So I'm gonna launch a War Games as as Diecast first, and then I'm gonna launch a War Games as Blakebeard and show you the damage, and then I'm just gonna run a normal hero with a souped up sniper rifle and show you what you should be using for UFOs and stuff like that, because people dedicate heroes for UFOs and it's really not worth it. Alright, so here we go. UFO is right above us. It's actually firing already, which isn't fair, but Diecast Jonesy can make quick work with it. Look at that damage. Just know that you have to be fairly close to the UFO to do a lot of damage. Oh, wait a minute. No, they didn't destroy my ghost traps. That would have been awesome if they destroyed my ghost traps. But yeah, just get really close up to the UFO with Diecast Jonesy and then shoot it out. And then, of course, you're still going to have to deal with this thing. But, I mean, hey. I'll show you one more time with Diecast Jonesy, and then I'll move on to the next hero. Well, this actually might be a problem. So, Diecast Jonesy won't have his cooldown possibly in time and on endurance mode, because I don't have my... Oh, Jesus Christ. I won't even have my cooldown down ready when the UFO comes back in like a minute and 20 seconds. So that is a weakness of Diecast Jonesy, but yeah, he's still decent, but there's no other benefits to having him in your team. Like, he's a soldier. He's not going to help you throughout all the rest of the waves. He can't... Wow, that's a whole lava shield down. He can't build, he can't put down a base. He can't freeze husks. He can't bull rush anything off the map. He's pretty much useless until round 25. So I definitely do not recommend Diecast Jonesy, even though his UFO killing capabilities are extremely amazing. He's just not worth it otherwise. Just have a little work with you, and that's about all. Now let's move on to Blakebeard, who might actually prove a little bit better. Alright, so let's talk about a little bit about Blakebeard and why I think he's better than, what was his name, Diecast? Because Blakebeard, you could run supercharged traps and still have some perks for your base. So he's not just useful for one round. He's beneficial for all rounds, and he could destroy UFOs relatively quickly. So he's not that bad, and he's much better than your old Diecast hero. But even then, he's not better than Zenith. He's not better than the any constructor with Bull Rush, because, you know, Bull Rush still takes care as a mini boss. This hero has Plasma Pulse and Decoy, so he really kind of sucks there. So the only thing I would recommend to do to take UFOs, do not waste a hero loadout on them, is this. The way I recommend dealing with UFOs is just running a few snipers and just reloading them as much as possible and keep shooting. You know, it's all heroes can do that, and I'm pretty sure the best types of snipers you should run are full damage snipers, because as you saw on the second shot, I did more damage. But if you want to run all 3 snipers, like all 3 damage snipers, you could definitely do a lot of damage to the UFO, and all players can help. Like, if it's very nice to run just 3 snipers, and I'm dead. But yeah, that's the way I think most players will be taking care of UFOs, is with like a lot of snipers, and then just like chaining them and popping on the UFOs. So do not waste a... Ooh, nice. I don't know how. Wait, did my storm shield get destroyed? Oh no, I died. That's right. You die and you lose. So yeah, do not run any heroes for UFOs. Definitely try to get a good sniper rifle schematic with high impact, or not high impact, just a really high amount of damage. If you don't have that, then I'm very sorry, but hopefully one player in your team has a Yeoman, because that's one of the best snipers in the game for UFOs, in my opinion. And yeah, I think that's about all for the heroes. And yeah, that's about it for this video. So in the end, I recommend this loadout. The player with the most trap durability run machinist with a lot of base perks, maybe bomb suit if you want to survive. Everything's still one hit anyway, so it doesn't really matter. 2 heroes running zenith and for, you know, freezing smashers and stuff. And then 1 last player running Kratstructor Penny, so you can wipe some mini bosses off the map. Also, a last tip that just came into my mind. Bull Rush and Anti-Material Charge can both destroy mispots, so definitely do that. And that's about it for this video. Thank you for 100 subscribers. Did you notice my shirt changed colors, by the way? And I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'll see you later. Bye bye.